I have seen the comments and I am intrigued. Black versus black was the last topic that I spoke on. And to be honest, I approached it in a more, casual, relaxed tone because, like I said, when I saw that there were some issues that were beginning to start again with the whole diaspora war, let me go and check it out. What exactly is causing this problem? And it was as if a Nigerian buying Essence Fest was beginning to stir up some problems in the pot. So I did my small research and saw a couple of videos and that particular video about food, and it made me laugh, and I just decided to talk about it. But now I want to be a bit more serious and dig deep into the real matter or the real issues at hand, which are why exactly are Black people fighting Black people? So, like I said, going into the entire topic with really trying to figure out what could be causing this divide, like what is the foundation of the problem? Why on earth is there xenophobia? If we're not talking about racism and tribalism, now is like xenophobia. And both ends have their own ups and downs. The funniest part is that to me, there is no right person and wrong person. It's just two people fighting and thinking they are both right. So let's dive in and figure out what exactly is going on between these cousins because something's got to give. So the first thing I saw that could be a major factor to why blacks are fighting blacks is cultural disconnect, which is not far-fetched, which I feel like should be something that people, without having to even put too much thought into, should see clearly that these two groups have very different values and very different cultures. One of them is in Africa, the group. And I want to remind us, Africa is a continent, not a country. And then the next group is in America. The USA to be specific. The USA is in North America. North America is the continent. America, that is in North America, is a country. Continent, country. Can we see how crazy that is? There is a country fighting an entire continent, thinking that that entire continent is a country. It is not. So if we're going to be very honest, slavery does have a very big part to play in this because slavery was something that caused a very major divide when it came to, Africans and Caribbeans and Americans. When people were separated, when people were taken away from their original hometowns and shipped off to other countries to work as slaves, a group was left behind and colonized while an entire other group was taken away and enslaved. And this has caused a very big bridge, a very big gap. So now there are different cultures and different values that have, you know, automatically, obviously, automatically grown among the Africans and automatically grown among the freed Black Americans. Let me not use African Americans, but among the freed Black Americans. Now that cultures have changed, cultures have shifted, it is only normal for, to a certain extent, some people in America now to feel a bit disconnected or not even feel like, not even a bit, completely disconnected from ancestral roots, seeing as they knew nothing about it. Um, they were born in America. All they've known is America, and they have been able to come together and make something for themselves, and they are trying to protect it, which is fine. But then Africans are in their continent. It is not their fault that they are in Africa. It is not your fault that you are in America. We have found ourselves where we have found ourselves. Some people were born in Africa. Some people were born in America. They didn't choose it. That is what life gave. And those that are in Africa are living life in a certain way, certain cultures, certain values. Those in America are living a life a certain way, certain cultures and certain values. But it is very difficult to completely separate the two when people just look at us, especially from outside. All people, most people see is black people. So it's beginning to frustrate both cultures that they're trying to force us into one group as the same. And it's as if there is some kind of backlash from that we are not the same. I'm not saying that we should force ourselves to be the same. I'm not saying that our cultures and values are the same. They are different. And the thing is, difference can cause disagreement. That's human nature. So the differences are clear and it's as if it's beginning to cause conflict instead of just appreciation. We can always have multiple people and have different values and different things to celebrate, and we just appreciate those things. Instead of that, there's conflict. So that is one foundational issue that I beginning to see when I went online that might be causing Black Americans and Africans not to really see eye to eye. Cultural values are just very different. Another thing is negative stereotype. Let's be honest. You know what? I'm going to play a video and just let that woman say it, because when I listened to her, I could see to a certain extent, the sense in what she was saying. So just watch it.
Y'all ever wonder why Africans don't really like us? Well, I was married to an African. I remember we was having a conversation and I said to him, it just really seemed like y'all don't really like us. I was showing him a video. I said, this is what they show us of y'all, that y'all hungry, your ribs is hanging out. So I showed him the video of one of those commercials they would show us like 3 a.m. Could you spare $1? He said, that is not us. He looked at that video, he laughed, and he said, who is that? He said, that is not us. He said, that's not them in Africa. That was never them starving. I said, what? So then I said, well, what is they showing y'all of us? He said the movies that they see of us is that we are, our men sell drugs, which they do, but they sell drugs and they just murder anything walking. They murder everybody. And so I said, well, what they show y'all about us? He said, they show them that we're prostitutes and we get high. And I was like, what? And so then he said when he went to get his papers from immigration or whoever he get the papers from to come here, he said they told him, don't marry a black woman. You be better off marrying a white woman. So when we're looking at this separateness that we have amongst each other, it was inbred in us. It was inbred to them to fear us. So they fear us and don't like us. We got to wake up, y'all, and come back together and unite in unity. There was things that was done and said to keep us apart.
Like she said, her being Black American, her husband being African, what the media is presenting to Black Americans and Americans as, in fact, what the media presents to the entire world about Africa is very laughable. And what they present is not like it makes it's as if they present it so much that even some Africans are beginning to doubt their own selves. Like, oh yeah, we actually we actually have nothing. We are people of poverty and suffering, and we live in bushes, riding giraffes to go and farm gazelles in our trees. And you see stupid, ignorant questions like, how do we even get Wi-Fi? Like, are you guys kidding me? So the media has a lot of blaming to do with what they keep presenting to people and showing people that we live as. Likewise, a lot of times what is, being presented to the world for Black Americans is not necessarily always very positive. There's a lot of gang and shooting and fighting and living your life as victims, and that is what is really being pumped to the world. So just so you know, ideologies can be built up from the foundation of what we constantly see. And what we constantly see, what the whole world constantly sees is a stereotypical way of life for both sides, which is funny because, to be honest, like I said, I am Nigerian. I have Wi Fi. We good. It's not always true. So if they want to enter bush and say that's the entire Africa, that is not the entire Africa. Africa is a large continent. So if you're someone that has decided to view an entire group of people through the lens of media, I want to just tell you that they are feeding you whatever they want to feed you. It is left for you to either do your own research and, gather the real information, or just believe whatever media tells you. That's another reason why people are fighting. Another point is that this is coming from me as a Nigerian and African. It's easier for me to gather information from my point of view, unintentionally so, because like I said, it's just easier. But something that I have noticed or I have been able to gather from fellow Africans or Nigerians is that there's this economic competition as well, Loki. When Africans move to America, there's almost this view of, you guys are coming to take away our jobs and you're coming to take away our things. And I've literally heard a woman talk about we trying to destiny swap online. Are you joking? I just want to tell you guys that Africans will go anywhere they will do well. It's not just America. You will find Africans everywhere. I think the only place you will not find an African, especially if it's Nigeria, an Igbo man, is probably the Antarctica. And if you search well, you might too. I will not be surprised if you look very well. I'm joking. But I'm just trying to say that you will find them anywhere that they can do well. In fact, I'm pretty sure Nigerians will have flooded China since if they could speak Mandarin well. They'll be there. So it's not about trying to now become you or trying to come and take over the culture in America. America has presented itself as a land of opportunity, land of the free, things like that. So obviously, all sorts of people are going to end up in America, including Africans. And the Africans that are going there because, generally speaking, they just want a better life. I can promise you, the average African is not going and thinking, yeah, I'm moving out of Nigeria because I want to go to America and take over the culture of Black Americans. No, matter of fact, it's actually quite the contrary. Black Americans have a very, very big influence on the African culture. Like for us, we just a typical African Nigerian, when I'm watching TV and I see a Black American, it's like, wow, look at this guy. He was opportune to be born in America. Like, seriously speaking, that's how the child looks at it. Privileged to be born in America, and he's so cool. He's doing all these things, and you go to your room and you too, you want to try like rapping, and you're just enjoying the culture. It was not more, it was not, no one was looking at it as, look at this group of people. They don't know who they are. I think I'm better than them. And I have to find a way to leave my country, to go to their country so that I can become them or I can take over what they have. Like that is the last thing on an average African's mind. I feel like learning to appreciate each other's like cultures or differences actually makes things beautiful. You're able to collab. I even love it when I see African or Nigerian musicians go out and collaborate with American musicians, and something amazing is brought out of it, instead of this mindset of, oh, they want to come and collect all our jobs, they want to come and, no, they are trying to survive, we are trying to survive, that's it. Like that's it. So this economic divide is crazy to me. So at the end of the day, to be very honest, I feel like both sides, some certain people just feel really disrespected. There's this perceived lack of respect on both ends. This group feels like, you guys are coming and disrespecting our culture. You're here. Why are you here? Go back to Africa. You come here and you're taking things away from us. You think you're better than us. You're forcing us to try jollof rice and fufu. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Nobody's taking anything away from you. Nobody wants all that. If you are meeting horrible people that are making life hard for you, that person is a horrible person. It does not mean the entire demographic of an entire continent. I'm sorry, I got emotional there because the next time I hear Africa is a country, nothing's going to happen. It's just getting tiring. But for you to think an entire continent is out to get you, come on now. They are not. And then for the other point of view, it's like Africans do need to sometimes remember to empathize and look at the fact that I am in, I am now in this person's country and I would love to appreciate what they have and what's going on with them, that kind of thing. But can I be sincere? We are different. If we do not necessarily like some of the differences, it's okay to still respect it. There's no need to hate an entire group of people because you don't necessarily understand or see things from their point of view. The fact remains that the differences come from a place of we are living two different realities. I personally think anyone that is trying to feel hate, you are insane and you're jobless, because there's no need to hate. You don't need to agree with me. It just doesn't make any sense why you would hate an entire demographic of people because they are not your people. As for me and my house, I am not interested in war. I appreciate a lot of things. There are a lot of things that the African American community have put out there that we love, we will celebrate, and I feel like it should be celebrated all around. The fact that there was a movement that was about to start, like, do not patronize any African business or organization or whatever, was hilarious to me. Like, it's now turning into xenophobia. Like, did you take a course from South Africa or something? Which is another topic we can talk about later on. But really, you can have disagreements. It doesn't have to turn into hate. It doesn't. Friendly banter can be a thing. Friendly disagreements. Example, Nigeria and Ghana. Forget we fight a lot. Genuinely speaking, I feel like Nigerian and Ghanaians do have some kind of we love each other at the end of the day kind of thing. Like, genuinely speaking, really love Ghanaians. But is like play fights, like sibling rivalry. If people are going to have disagreement among the same race, let it be sibling rivalry. If not, carry your bad belly and go somewhere else. If you don't understand what bad belly is, it means just carry your negative energy and put it somewhere else. But at the end of the day, like I said, all love here. I really hope that we get to a point where Africans and Black Americans can just vibe, which I know a lot of us do. A lot of us. There are a lot of Africans and Black Americans that are vibing. So the rest of you that have a problem, get with the program. Okay? Okay. Okay, thank you guys for watching till the very end. I am so happy that I got the chance to really dig into this conversation because I learned a lot and it reminded me how much we need to stick out for each other. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I can't wait to see you in the next video as well. If you haven't subscribed, do that. If you haven't liked, I'd appreciate one. But all in all, thanks for watching till the very end. Bye.